Assalomu alaykum qadrli talabalar. Bugun sizlar bilan birgalikda Mirzobek nomidagi O'zbekiston Milliy Universiteti Xorижий filologiya fakulteti Ingliz filologiyasi kafedrasi o'qituvchisi Исмоилова Н bugun sizlar bilan birgalikda ikkinchi kurslarga mo'ljallangan asosiy o'rganilayotgan chet tili, matbuot tili modulidan gazeta sarlavha tahlili mavzusida video dars olib boramiz. Darsimiz ingliz tilida bo'lganiga bois, keling uni ingliz tilida davom ettirsak. Let's start our lesson in English language. This is the 11th practical lesson on analysis of newspaper headlines according to our curriculum. Previous time, as you remember, 11th lesson was about newspaper headlines, and so many students asked what is pen, and can I illustrate this pen with examples? Yes, of course, I will explain pen. A word in a sentence that can have two meanings, this is a pun. This word, also called as homophone, this is a word that sounds the same as another but it's spelled differently and has different meaning. For example, right and right, here and here, flower and flower, bear and bear. Now I will explain some of them. For example, flower and flower. Flower, this is a plant, and flower, this is the ingredient of dove. Write and write. Write when you're writing something on the surface of copybook or desk with pen or pencil. Write when you write. You are correct, it means, yeah. And bear and bear. Bear, except bear, this is an animal. Wild animal. And here is given example. Piece of cake. This is a mistake, yeah? This is a pun also, piece of cake. Sue, it's a time. Sue. Bare-faced liars. Not bare-faced liars, but bare-faced liars. Christmas shoppers stocking up. Shoppers. Which Halloween costume is for you? Which Halloween costume is for you? They are puns. They are used in order to make a joke of some kind of stories or article. Now I will ask, what is headline? Do you remember what is headline? Yes, this is a yes, headline, this is a introduction of Now I will ask, what is headline? Do you remember what is headline? Yes, as you can see, headline is illustrated here. And what could this be headline be about? I think I've got one. As on the newspaper, it is illustrated about some kind of shark, yeah? Then he was given examples also about headlines. For example, hell on the earth. Some kind of disastrous was illustrated in this story. And headlines should be short, to the point, eye-catching, interesting, big, bold, and attractive. Now we'll talk about headline language. Headline language is elliptical and compressed. It's very important for the readers to study and to understand the headlines. Word choice often results in exaggeration of the meaning. Short and rhyming words are preferred. Many students have difficulty understanding newspaper headlines. This is because newspaper headlines are often incomplete sentences. Here is a guide to the most common exceptions found in newspaper headlines. First of them, noun phrases. Noun phrases. Headlines often contain noun phrase without no verb. A noun phrase describes a noun. For example, around strange, exotic people, interesting home, like this. Here are some examples of noun phrase headlines. Under pressure from boss, unexpected visit, overwhelming response of voters. It's useful to ask yourself questions such as from what, about what, from whom, to whom, and others when reading this type of headlines. By asking yourself these questions, you can commence preparing yourself to the article. This practice helps the brain prepare itself by starting to think about vocabulary related to the subject. For example, unexpected visit or around strange. Some kind of strange or eccentric things happen around the world or around the city maybe. Exotic people. There are some kind of people, and your mind preparing vocabulary about this story, what you are going to read. For example, unexpected visit. The question I can ask myself are from, whom, why was the visit unexpected, who was visited, and others. These questions will help focus my mind on vocabulary related to relationships, traveling, surprises, important reasons for visits, and others. Noun strings. Second type. Another common headline form is a string of 3 or 4 or more nouns together. For example, country leader question time. This can be difficult because these words don't appear related by verbs or adjectives. Here are some more examples. Pay attention. This can be difficult because the words don't appear related by verbs or adjectives. Examples. Widow pension pay committee. Landscaping company distributes regulations. Mustang refill customer complaint. In the case of noun strings, it's helpful to try to connect the ideas by reading backwards. For example, Mustang referral customer complaint. By reading backwards, I can guess that there is a complaint made by a customer about a referral program for Mustang cars. Of course, you need to use your imagination for this. The next type is various verb changes. There are a number of verb changes made to headlines. The most common are simple tense. Simple tenses use it instead of continuous or perfect forms. For example, forgotten brother appears. A forgotten brother has appeared after a long period of time. Professor protests pay cuts. Professors are protesting pay cuts at the university. And in most cases, when we are using the simple tense in newspaper headlines, then auxiliary verbs are often omitted. The next type is the infinitive form, refers to the future examples. Mayor to open shopping mall. The mayor is going to open a new shopping mall. James Wood to visit Portland. Famous actor this year, as you know, James Wood is going to visit Portland soon. As you see, here is to, and infinitive to is used instead of is going to or instead of future time. Next type, auxiliary verbs, are dropped in the passive form. For example, as we talked about previous time, man killed in the accident. Man has been killed in the accident. Auxiliary verbs were omitted. Tommy, the dog named hero. Tommy, the dog has been named a hero by the mayor. As you see, here is man has been killed were dropped, as there has been named were dropped. Drop articles. In newspaper headlines, you have to drop articles. in order to grab readers' attention. Perhaps you have noticed in the examples above that both definite and indefinite articles are also dropped in newspaper headlines. For example, mayor to choose candidate. Here are some more examples. President declares celebration. The president has declared a celebration. Definite article was omitted. Passerby sees woman jump. A passerby, indefinite article, has seen a woman jump into the river. Yeah. Then the role of headlines is mainly that offering the chance to the reader to choose. For example, we can have headlines as Bridge Ozone Hole Shock, Web of the Set, Road Dual Man Jailed, were united in hope. Headlines usually stimulated the interest of the reader for the content of the article. And there are given different examples. For example, America's darkest day, darkest hour. Definite article was omitted. Yeah, the darkest hour. Then act of war, evil acts, mass murder, and others. Newspaper headlines exercise 1. Now you have to do some exercise. Match these newspaper headlines into with the following categories. Some headlines fit 2 categories. Noun phrases, noun strings, simple tense instead of continuous or perfect, auxiliary verbs dropped in passive form, articles dropped, infinitive to indicate feature. Now you have to match. Difficult times ahead. Forgotten brother appears. James Wood to visit Portland. Landscaping company distributes regulations. Man killed in accident. Mayor to open shopping mall. Mustang referral customer complaints. Overwhelming response of voters. Passerby sees woman jump. President declares celebration. Professors protest pay cuts. Tommy the dog named Hero, under pressure from boss, unexpected visit, widow pension pay committee. Have you written down them? Can you answer it? Yes, you can contact with me by answering this exercise. For example, professor protests pay cuts. What is it? And you'll just give the category of this sentence. And remember, this style makes use of syntactical conventions such as noun phrase, omissions of article, dropping of auxiliary in the passive, use of infinitive, simple tense instead of continuous ones, present simple to express both present and past events, and others. Newspaper headlines vocabulary. Now you have to know about newspaper vocabulary. Dominant characteristic is brevity. Short words save space, and so they are very common in headlines. So, as we talked at previous times also, newspaper headlines must be short, interesting, and must be dropped at some parts of the sentence, and it must be interesting also. The following is a list of common headline vocabulary. Act, aid, second meaning is help, alert, allege, make an accusation, yeah. For example, blind girl alleges unfair treatment, appear, bit, government bans smoking in public. This headline, bar, refuse, hotel bars, football fans. As you see, this is a pun. Woman makes suicide bid is attempt. Blast, explosion. Blast, second meaning securitize violently. Blast at airport. Opposition blasts PM. Blaze, fire. 6 die in temple blaze. Blow, bad news, unfortunate happening. Blow towards cap hopes. Bonds, political or business association. India cuts trade bonds with China. Boom, big increase. Economic boom, urban wish to benefit. Boost, encourage, call for, demand. Campaign, organized effect or effort to achieve social political results. For example, MP launches campaign for the tax reforms. Claim, make statement that something is true. Scientists claim cancer breakthrough. Clash, quarrel or fight. Students clash with police. Now exercise. You have to browse British or American online newspaper. Choose one or two pieces of news and analyze their headline language. Write the headline in full. Explain the reason behind your choice. Homework. Use this worksheet to make notes. Headline. Where does the story take place? When does it take place? Who is involved? What happened is going to happen, or what was happened there. List the main facts in order. Key vocabulary. And learn by heart the key vocabulary that are used in newspaper headlines only. And we used several resources in order to prepare this video lesson. Finally, we are here to help. Please don't hesitate to contact if you have any questions. My email address nurxanismailova94@gmail.com. Thank you for your attention.